DJ right there kind of loud.
He's killing everybody.
Yeah. All right, welcome to Heritage Hip Hop, where we have on here 3 very important people who do media and comic books and sci-fi. Can you please introduce yourself?
David E. McClain.
Darrell Groza.
Katrina Oxner.
Thank you very much. And can you tell us what you bring to the genre?
Okay, we're trying to bring back reading and intelligence to our people. We're doing it in the form of comic books because, again, comic books is just one of the industries, one of the forms where we've been slighted from its very beginning. So, and this is this is what we do. This is what we do well. So this is the genre we chose to try and get our message across. Now, we're trying to come out with a line of books, a sustainable line of books for us, by us.
All right. What are the challenges that you have encountered on getting this type of genre out?
Well, you've got the problems you get or the situations that arise when you're trying to get into an industry that is predominantly run by other races, not necessarily white, but mostly white.
Okay.
And again, we've been looked down upon because that's just the way it is in this country.
Right.
So we're trying to change that, and it seems to be the time that people will be more receptive to actually trying to have their own. And in other words, it seems like we're finally starting to wake up.
Okay. Very good. Mr. Groza, can you tell us, in your own words, why is it important for people to spread the news of diversity of people of color in books, especially in the inner city, and having children of color as well?
Because there is no diversity in this country. It's all been manufactured. It's all been manufactured and fake. For all intents and purposes, they pick the black people that they want to push out, and when they get tired of them, they shoot them down. But we don't have it where we're doing that, and it's our thing that we've created, that we've defined what that is, what that diversity looks like for us, and who that diversity actually represents. And when I say diversity, I don't necessarily just mean black people. What about chubby girls? What about the ugly guy that's maladjusted or socially inept? What about that? What about those things? What about things that speak to that? But then no one's doing that. If you look on, even in the movies right now, you have all these shows that have presidents in their storylines, and none of them are black. We've had a black president for 7 years. You gotta be kidding me. What, are they afraid to show a black president? Because if you show a black president, America might come to actually understand and see that as an okay thing? Well, guess what? There are kids that have grown up under this president, that's all they know. So when you see them stepping up and standing up, that's what they're going to know. And when Hillary becomes president, then it'll be a whole generation of girls that will see that. And that's what diversity looks like. That's what diversity looks like, and that's what diversity actually is. And actually is, and actually can be. And that's what this country keeps telling us it's about. And it would be nice if we actually got there, because the black race is already there. We've been waiting for this since the 60s.
I hate you. Well, one thing I will tell you is, one thing that I have always seen as a comic book fan is the lack of uniqueness in characters, because there are a lot of copycats, and when people of color are represented in comic books, it's not people of color who write those stories. So tell me, how important is it to have a person relate to a character and give a meaningful voice to the character to help them grow?
Feel it?
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, if you haven't grown up that way, if you haven't experienced the things you need to experience in order to write about them, how can you genuinely write about them?
Right.
You can imagine what they might have been, but you don't know for sure. So, yeah, it means a lot that the people who are writing, drawing, producing, and putting out the characters that you see, actually understand the characters that you see.
If not, it becomes secondhand. And if you know anything about secondhand, there's always something missing. I remember when I was in college, we did a little thing where one guy would have a statement. Somebody would tell him, and he would tell another guy in a line. By the time you got to that last guy, it was totally radically different than what that first guy told him. Right. And this is what has been happening to us over 200 years in this country. The stories and the imaging of us has nothing to do with us anymore. It's all totally manufactured. It's all fake. And there are some white guys out there that have lived around blacks enough that they have a bit of an understanding, but those are not the guys that are being given the access to do it.
Right.
And so for us, the easiest thing would be for us to do it. We do it, it's handled. We do it, it's maintained. And it becomes what it needs to be because we won't have to romanticize it. We won't have to glorify it. We can actually tell it straight and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be understood exactly that way.
One test I always give children who like comic books and stories is, can you name five people of color in comic books? And the only person I've ever heard was Static, actually, and that was from the 90s generation. Now, what do you think it's going to take to make a person of color a mainstream character and on the minds of the youth in America?
Promote.
It's going to take the support of the youth, the black youth, the minority youth of America. That's one thing we have a problem with, and that is supporting our own. Now, if it's a bad product, it's a bad product. You can't fault anybody for that. We're not trying to give you a bad product. We know what bad looks like. We know what good looks like. So we're giving you a good product, but we're not going to give you a product. So you need to be ready to support the product.
May I ask you a question? You mind? Yes, this is live on the spot. Let me ask you a question. Are you into comic books?
Personally,
no. Okay, well this is good that I ask you this question because this is a genre that reaches children. And in America now, we have a big movement on diversity. So that's alternate lifestyles, but more importantly, appreciating females as more than a sidekick in our society. So are there any indications or anything related to females that you would like to see in books that you can use to introduce to a daughter, a niece, or a child?
I'd like to see the female characters be more than just wives or daughters, damsels in distress. I want them to be strong warriors that are maybe saving someone else. Not necessarily a man, but they're saving someone else. They're doing things kind of on their own. They're not just crying in a corner waiting to be saved. That is the one thing I want to see everywhere.
Okay. Well, can you tell the people how to get in contact with you or how to buy any of your products?
My name is Darrell Groza. The company is called Groza Creative /Script Graphics. And if you Google either Darrell Groza or Script Graphics online, you will find us. But if you want to get directly to our website, it's scriptgraphics.weebly, weebly.com. That'll take you right to us.
All right, this is Heritage Hip Hop Certified, and to promote Mr. Groza and his partners, here's one book right here. This is Culprit. I personally have this book. This book is a classic. Look it up online. We are a heritage hip hop where hip hop is humanity. We celebrate diversity. We celebrate our nation, and we celebrate beats, rhymes, life, art, graffiti, and the respect of all life. So we want to say peace. You want to say any final words?